Now before we wrap things up, it turns out there's actually an alternate ending to this movie. Don't worry, this is nothing like Halloween 6 or, God forbid, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, because you might have seen bits of the other ending without even knowing about it. If you've seen the first trailer or any TV spots, you might have noticed Laurie and Michael going head to head in a knife fight. It got me excited because it looked like it might be Laurie's final fight with the boogeyman. Yeah, and given what we saw in the final product, it did seem like we wouldn't get that ending. But when I got the movie as a birthday gift in 2019, I noticed on the back of the case a still of Allison holding a kitchen knife, which was also in a TV spot I do remember seeing. So I popped the movie in, went to the deleted scenes, hoping to see an alternate ending option, and it wasn't there. That made me really disappointed. The only way we can experience the other ending now is through some stills of an early draft of the script. From what I can tell by how the page starts, it's right after Michael throws Laurie off the balcony and Allison walks up to the house. Laurie goes up to her granddaughter and tells her that she can't be there, even though the police were trying to escort her after she saw Michael in the neighborhood. Odd mixed signals here, but anyway. She tells Allison to run and save herself, but she turns back to see Michael standing on the porch. She then pulls out a big hunting knife from her belt as Michael's equipped with a kitchen knife, and with how the page describes it, with the mindset of a mama bear, Laurie turns back to the shape and charges him. This then leads to the shots we saw in the first trailer with the two fighting, going knife to knife with each other. Michael, despite losing blood from his missing fingers, has relentless momentum and drives his knife into Laurie's chest. On the porch, Karen, whose name in the early draft is Shanna, thank God it's not Shannon! Anyway, she opens the door slowly and shoots Michael in the chest with a crossbow. Karen and Allison help Laurie get up and flag down a passing truck to pick them up and get them the hell out of there. They sit in the back of the truck stunned, numb, and reflective of the night behind them. It then transitions back to Michael taking the arrow out of him and moving for the woods with the moonlight catching his mask. He finds a tree, then takes a seat. He touches his chest, feels his wounds, his missing fingers. He tilts his head as his hand presses into his blood-stained clothing while his breathing deepens. Exhausted, or possibly his last. As I've already said, this ending wouldn't make any sense given how we're getting Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, but for a moment, I want you to go back to 2018 when this movie was still new and we didn't have any announcements for any other sequels happening. Or to help you out, step into the mind when seeing this movie in theaters for the first time. When it got to the ending we eventually got, I was hoping to see that knife fight in the yard we were teased with, but we didn't. I felt disappointed by the ending we got here for the longest time because it didn't feel very conclusive at all, because as stated, I thought this was going to be the final fight between these two. That, and now counting this movie, they've tried the burning Michael Myers bit 3 times. The only difference between those is that in some shots you can see Michael is no longer standing where he was, and at the end of the credits you can still hear him breathing. Now, I'm not sure if the filmmakers did have Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends planned this whole time, but it would have been still interesting to see how this movie was going to play out with the other ending if this was going to be the final Halloween movie. I actually talked to some friends of mine recently about this other ending, and one of the original drafts saying that Laurie was going to die. Yeah, that actually was going to happen. And one of them said, if she was going to die attempting or actually killing Michael, they said it would most definitely be for Halloween Ends, and that would have to be in an epic way of going out.